All right, here we go. Welcome in. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Hope all of you out there are having a phenomenal Tuesday. And as always, no matter where you are or how you're tuned in, thank you so much for making the 49ers Report a part of your day, regardless of where you are. Coming up on today's show, we're going to talk about this Trey Lance trade buzz. Could a trade be happening soon? We're going to go through the 49ers roster, take a look at some of the top positional battles going on. But first, it is Joe Montana's birthday today. So everybody type 16 down in the comment section for the 49ers GOAT at that quarterback spot. I'm looking at the chat right now. John Wallace is here, David Blanco, David Corona, EJ Fernandez, Moose, Cal, Maximo, Larry Ford. A lot of OGs are hanging out. Speaking of OGs, that's exactly what Joe Montana was. Prior to Tom Brady, the undisputed GOAT in the history of the National Football League, a clutch player who helped lift this franchise to extraordinary heights and turn them into one of the most successful organizations in professional sports history. And what he was able to do for the team, the city, the fan base will probably never be replicated by another 49ers quarterback, considering where the franchise was, where he took them to, and the coach that he was alongside with in Bill Walsh. So type those 16s into the chat right now, and we go from a former quarterback and a former great in Joe Montana to a quarterback who is currently on this roster who has a lot of question marks hovering over him, and that is Trey Lance. We're going to talk some Trey Lance trade buzz today. Is a trade coming up around the corner for the former number 3 pick from the 2021 NFL Draft? Should the Niners trade Trey Lance? This is also our live poll question right now. Yes or no? 70% saying no, 30% saying yes. But what does the comment section say right now? Y for yes, N for no. What say you? Laura says no. A lot of people still typing those 16s for Joe Montana. Lavelle Forrest saying no. Tina Fisher saying no. Tisha Edmonds, hell no. I like the definitive answer there. We have no yeses yet. Jeff, Maximo, Derek, James Cruz is the first one who did say yes. DHA Duke saying no. So it looks as though in the chat and with our live poll question, a lot of people do not want to see San Francisco trade him. But if you're Trey Lance and you see Sam Darnold getting first-team reps and you're hearing that Brock Purdy is going to be the quarterback for this football team, do you demand a trade politely so that you can reboot your career somewhere else so that you have a better opportunity to at least display what you can bring to the table? Floyd Daniels says no, he wants to be here. Dean Barry, absolutely not. I'm excited to dive further into that. Hashtag Super Chat or 49ers if you do want to hop on board and join the show. 49ers Minicamp did get underway today. So a lot of takeaways that we're also going to discuss from 49ers Minicamp today. Deebo Samuel was very honest and frank about his performance in 2020. That was certainly good to see. And we'll also get to a lot of the other news developments coming out of 49ers Minicamp as well. Roster battles, something else that we'll talk about, and then some trade rumors and free agency rumors as well. Here is our Super Chat menu for today's show. $5, you send us in a $5 Super Chat, we'll give you a cheers. $10, we're going to sing the San Francisco song from Scott McKenzie. It is a jam from way back in the day. From San Francisco. The real ones know. $20, we're going to run it back. I did so many jumping jacks last week. Down to do them again. We'll do that for a $20 donation. $50, beer bong or a freedom funnel. And if we get to $300 in total super chats, myself and Trizzy, who's also hanging out today, we will do a bonus segment just for the people. So if you're ready to start the show, make sure you hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. Draco is back in the house. What a dude, brother. Hope all is well. Eddie Grissom, Maximo hanging out. K-Nuts916, what's good? Charles Allen saying no, do not trade Trey Lance. You like to see that. But look, here's the deal. If you're ready to start the show, need you to like the video. We have 130 people watching live right now. More people will continue to pile in. And we only have 29 likes. So continue to pepper that thumbs up icon and like the video. You don't have to go to that next trace. Draco, Charles, AJ, all pacing the chat right now. Can we get the 50 likes before we start? Can we get the 50 likes? Come on, hit that thumbs up icon. Like the video, then we'll get started. And we'll talk all things San Francisco 49ers for our 3-segment show. And if we get the $300 in Super Chats, we will do a bonus segment for all of the people. That video will then go out over the weekend. So without further ado, we are 7 likes away from 50, now 6. Continue to hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. We'll get the 50 likes. We'll continue to grow upon that number as well. And let's talk some Niners live right here on the show. Is a Trey Lance trade coming soon? That's what we're talking about on today's San Francisco 49ers Report. I'm Chase Sr. Thank you so much for being here with us. If you read some of the tea leaves here, it looks as though the 49ers could, and the key word is could, potentially trade Trey Lance. And if you're Trey Lance, we're going to talk about this as well on today's show. Would you demand a trade? Because right now, Sam Darnold is getting first-team reps ahead of you. And if you want to reboot your career and go somewhere where you actually have an opportunity to see the football field, do you go to management and ask to be dealt? Also, stick around. 49ers minicamp getting underway today. Deebo Samuel was very honest about his lack of production from last year and the physical condition that he was in. We have another Brock Purdy injury update. Nick Bosa talked, all of that and more. But first, let's begin with Trey Lance, because whenever a big move happens, including a Trey Lance trade, we're going to cover it right here on the show. That's why you subscribe to the San Francisco 49ers Report for daily and year-round coverage. You follow the paper trail here on why Lance could get dealt. According to Albert Breer, he had said that Brock Purdy is the favorite to start week 1. Matt Mayoko of NBC Sports Bay Area said the same thing, but then retracted what he said and said it was an opinion piece. It wasn't a report, but either way, certainly interesting. Kyle Shanahan also said that Brock Purdy is ahead on his rehab schedule, and he has also said that he expects him to be ready for the regular season. So either way, Brock Purdy the favorite to start week 1, not Trey Lance. The 49ers also worked out Jack Cohn, the former Notre Dame quarterback who just got done playing in the XFL. Why would they work out Jack Cohn? Because Brandon Allen has been really accurate throughout practices so far. He was Joe Burrow's right-hand man with the Cincinnati Bengals. Does that mean that a quarterback is going to get dealt and be off the roster, and you need to bring another quarterback in, and could that be Cohn? And then there's Sam Darnold in OTAs getting first-team reps. And with minicamp starting on Tuesday, he's also getting first-team reps. I understand that Kyle Shanahan had said that they are going to split the first-team reps between Darnold and Lance. But if you're Lance, you have to be fed up with this situation, right? He's going to play it cool. He's going to be a class act like he always is and say, look, I just want an opportunity to compete. But he's not getting an opportunity to compete. And that brings me to this. If I'm Trey Lance, I might politely go to the front office and ask for a trade. Because if the 49ers aren't even going to give him an opportunity to compete for the starting role, and they already know that Brock Purdy is going to start week 1 on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers, trade him, let him reboot his career. I think a change of scenery would certainly serve him well and allow him to get a fresh start. Because for Trey Lance, you're now entering year 3, and you're at a point now where Sam Darnold is getting first-team reps, and the one thing that he needs to further his development in his NFL career is reps and game experience. He's started a combined 21 games going all the way back to 2019, and now he can't even get all of the reps with the first-team offense. And let's be real, Brock Purdy beating out Trey Lance is not an indictment on Lance. I'm bullish on his potential. He's 6'4", 225 pounds, really strong arm. In the limited snaps that we've seen, I think he's shown and displayed good pocket feel and good pocket mobility. Purdy beating out Lance is more so kudos to Brock Purdy. But if Purdy plays like he did in his rookie year, and the Niners think that he's going to be this team's starting quarterback for the foreseeable future, where does that leave Lance? And does he have an opportunity to even get any playing time? And what is his role on this football team? Because his role is already in question with Sam Darnold getting some of these first-team snaps. And this is now Lance's third season. He's been with this organization now going into his third year. Darnold has been with the team for 3 months, and Kyle Shanahan is giving him first-team reps when he knows that Trey Lance is green, he's raw, and he needs those reps in order to improve his game, work on the mechanical changes that he's made to his craft. Did the Niners just think that Trey Lance flat out stinks and they have no confidence that he can actually be good in this league? Because if they were intrigued by his ability and they understood that this guy hasn't played a lot of football over the last several years, would they put him on the field as much as possible? And does it make sense to have Lance on the team as a backup quarterback with a cap hit of $9.3 million? That is a very, very tall asking price and price tag for a backup QB. That's not just this year, but it's also next year as well. You look at Trey Lance's contract in 2023, base salary of $940,000, a cap hit of 9.3, and then in 2024, it gets even more expensive. So again, if you think that Brock Purdy is going to be your team's starting quarterback, you're going to have a second stringer or maybe a third string quarterback who has a cap hit of $9+ and nearly $11 million over the next couple of years. It doesn't make a lot of sense, and that's why potentially a trade could happen. It's speculation. We're spitballing, but good businesses always look ahead. And other good businesses look out for trends, and they look out for indicators. We're trying to look out for an indicator here because something smells fishy to me. As for some teams that could call about Trey Lance, Tampa Bay Buccaneers currently have a quarterback competition going on between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. I'm more intrigued by Lance than I am those two aforementioned quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins heading into the final year of his contract. Trey Lance is from Minnesota. If they want to start anew and they think that they can mold Lance, that's another trade destination. The Atlanta Falcons, as of right now, are rolling with Desmond Ridder. I think that Lance is far more talented than Ridder. The Houston Texans, who the hell knows who their quarterback's going to be, but they have the Niners connections with D'Amico Ryans and Bobby Slowick, who used to be the Niners pass game coordinator and now is going to call the plays for that Texans offense. Davis Mills is their current starter. And one of my coworkers, Matthew Peterson, who hosts our Broncos channel, he did a show today talking about whether or not the Broncos should trade for Trey Lance to pair him up with Sean Payton and to start to prepare for the end of Russell Wilson if they try to eat some of that salary, then get out from underneath that large salary as well, because last year Russell Wilson stunk. Kyle Shanahan, when asked if there was any Trey Lance conversations with any teams today, he flat out said no. It was a one-word answer. All he said was no. But of course, you're always going to play it coy if you are flirting with the possibility of trading a player away, because you always want to increase that value. Should the Niners trade Trey Lance? And do you want the Niners to trade Trey Lance? Let me know down in the comment section. I know a lot of people are split on this, so give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Really want to give a shout out to BetUS for being the best sports book in the game, but also making today's show possible. 125% deposit bonus if you plug in that link below me, chatsports.com/49bet, and use that promo code Niners125. You put in $100, you get $125 back. There are a bunch of NFL futures that you can bet on, like the Niners to win the NFC West, or in present day, NBA Finals MVP odds. If you're a basketball fan, Nikola Jokic leading the charge at -250, Jimmy Butler +400, Bam Adebayo, Jamal Murray, Gabe Vincent coming up after that. 125% deposit bonus. It's a great deal. You put in $100, you get $125 back. Niners minicamp getting underway in Santa Clara today, and I just want to pass along some of the news items that are coming out of the practice facility. We did get our first look at Javon Hargrave in a Niners uniform. My man looks thick with 2 C's. That's a compliment, not trying to get weird. But look at the dude. Quadzilla, looking massive, 11 sacks last year. Nick Bosa was asked about his new defensive lineman teammate and said that he's in the category of Aaron Donald and Chris Jones. Now, I had said that, and some people called me crazy, but I wasn't wrong on that because the last couple of years, Javon Hargrave has been in that category. He had a better year last year than Aaron Donald, who was injured, and then Chris Jones had 15-plus sacks. Hargrave had 11, which is a great number from a defensive tackle. He was great for Philadelphia in rushing the opposing quarterback, not great against the ground game. That's a little bit of a concern, but you can get away with that when you have a good linebacking core and good secondary like the Niners have. 11 sacks for Hargrave last year, 57 pressures, 40 hurries, and 10 tackles for loss. As for a new Brock Purdy injury update, I touched on that weirdness from NBC Sports Bay Area. They redid their site. Mayoko came out and said, I didn't report anything. It was an opinion piece. Then when I clicked on the link of that article that we talked about yesterday, it was gone from the website and very difficult to find unless you did a deep dive to find it. Either way, that's the weirdness from NBC Sports Bay Area. But Kyle Shanahan kind of backing up what was featured in that article, as well as what Albert Breer said. Shanahan saying on Purdy's elbow, quote, right now, everything is on track. Shout out to Deebo Samuel for being blunt, frank, and honest about him being extremely disappointing in the 2022 season after he got the bag and landed that massive contract. He said his campaign last year was, quote, awful in every aspect. He said that he looked sluggish. And he also added that him and Kyle Shanahan the other day went through tape from some of last year's games, and he said, basically, I was embarrassed with how slow and out of shape I looked. He also said his contract was a distraction. Now, a lot of you might take issue with Deebo Samuel saying that. I'm giving him some credit for him being honest about him not performing well last year because he was a massive disappointment for this team. Not only did he look overweight, slow, sluggish, when he even admitted it, but he also is injured throughout that year because he wasn't in peak condition. And because of that, his numbers suffered. 56 catches, 632 yards, and 2 touchdowns. No way, no how should he be getting beat out by George Kittle with that receiving production. But for Deebo Samuel, hopefully that bad 2022 was able to motivate him to a certain degree. He comes back recharged in 2023, and he's able to play a lot like he did 2 years ago when he was an All-Pro and mentioned in the MVP conversation coming down the stretch. Nick Bosa contract latest. The other day I talked about this, that he's probably going to become the highest paid player in the history of the NFL on the defensive side of the ball, between $32 and $35 million. We floated the idea, like, if you're the Niners, do you think about trading him to get a haul back? I would not, because this dude is special. He said, I expect to get compensated, and I expect to get what I deserve. Nick Bosa, you're going to get paid, and I'm telling y'all right now, this contract extension is going to happen at the end of July or early August. That's when Nick Bosa is going to get the bag. He's going to overtake Aaron Donald as the highest paid defensive player in the history of this great game, and he's going to be a Niner for a really long time as one of the best edge rushers in the sport. It's only a matter of time. If you're ready for some Niners football, because you saw the image of Javon Hargrave, we're talking 49ers minicamp, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. Appreciate y'all for watching the show. All righty. Cool. A lot of good stuff there, and we're only getting started. No super chats yet. That is a massive surprise. 130 people watching live, 70 likes right now. Can we get to 100 likes? And who's going to send in that first donation? Here's our super chat menu. We'll also welcome Trizzy onto the show. $5, cheers. $10, we'll sing the San Francisco song. $20, jumping jacks. $50, beer bong or a funnel. $300 total. We'll do a bonus segment. And whoever sends in that first super, I get to crack my drink, Triz.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's crazy because I got a nice little funnel right here, and there seems to be a drink in here, and it seems to need to be drank. So who wants to have some fun? This is crazy. It's
good to be
wild.
Back with Trizzy, man.
It's good
I
to
haven't
be
been
back.
able to work with him over the last couple of weeks that much because I've been doing so much NBA content, but good to have the homie here to my left. So that was our first segment. More, of course, to get to here on the show. If you want to join the program, super chat or use that hashtag 49ers to ask a question and get your questions featured up on screen. Coming up next, going to take a look at the top positional battles with minicamp underway. And I'm certainly excited to take a look at all of that. 81 people have liked the video. Make sure you continue to do that. 121 people watching live. Who's ready for us to talk about these top positional breakdowns? Give me a me down in the comment section. Y'all are silent today, and that's a massive shocker for me. It's a huge shocker because usually you're bringing the heat in the chat, but it looks as though everybody's a little bit tired today. I'm bringing the energy. Trace is bringing the energy. Where's the energy from the faithful today? Lore saying me. There we go. Lore! There we go, Lore! AJ! There we go. Now we're getting it going. AJ VHS.
It just takes one.
It just takes one. Cheers, AJ. If Lance goes somewhere and balls out, this will be one of the worst decisions this franchise has made in recent memory. I still believe in his potential. So it'll be an awful decision if the Niners trade him away and they don't have an answer at the quarterback position. It will not be an awful decision if they trade him away, he does well, but then they also have their franchise quarterback in Brock Purdy. If Brock Purdy, he's really the X factor in this Trey Lance trade discussion. If Brock Purdy ends up getting even better than he was last year and continues his ascent, continues to improve, continues to develop, and Lance goes somewhere else and does play well, then it's kind of a wash, right? I'm all for businesses and organizations in sports taking risks and being aggressive. That's why I was an advocate for moving up to number 3. Jimmy Garoppolo kept getting hurt. You needed a quarterback, right? And you thought Trey Lance was that guy. Now, if you get Brock Purdy and he's your franchise guy and Lance was not that guy and you had to trade him away because Brock Purdy is your dude, that's all good. But yes, you're right, AJ. If he goes somewhere else and he ends up slinging the rock, balling out, fulfilling expectations, it's going to make the Niners look bad and they're going to have egg on their face. No doubt about that. Estimates are us. Brock Purdy's health is the only thing holding up the Lance trade. That's not a bad point. They want to know and they want to see how healthy he is before they trade him away. That's not bad speculation right there. All right, AJ, cheers to you. Anybody else who wants to send in a donation, you can do that. We got more than $600 back-to-back shows, the last 2. We have 5 right now. We're getting there. Top position battles coming up next here on the show. So let's talk about it right now. Today's San Francisco 49ers report is presented by Manscaped. Father's Day is coming up in a couple of weekends, right? Have you gotten your dad anything for Father's Day? Manscaped is the answer. If not, even if you have gotten him something, Manscaped is still the answer because Manscaped is always the answer. 20% off and free shipping on all of their men's grooming products at manscaped.com/49ers. As for what we're diving into on today's show, 49ers minicamp taking place this week, training camp coming up at the end of July, preseason a couple of weeks into August. So it is a perfect opportunity to take a look at the top San Francisco 49ers positional battles taking place this offseason because a lot of players are jockeying for some playing time. Before we look at all those positions, because there are a lot of great competitions going on this 49ers roster, make sure you interact with me, hit me up, give me a follow, slide in my DMs on Twitter and Instagram. Let me know what you think about the show as well, at Chase_Senior. It's the same handle on both social media platforms. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to hit me up. Tell me that you like the show. You hate the show. You appreciate what we do. You hate what we do. Whatever. I just want to hear from the faithful. All right. Let's take a look at these top position battles for San Francisco. And I want to begin at the most important one. Now, I don't have these ranked as most important, but right tackle is the most important because against the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional round and against the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game, I thought the 49ers, to be frank, got their asses kicked in the trenches. And they got worse at right tackle this offseason, in my opinion. Mike McGlinchey goes to Denver. He gets the bag. They don't do anything to address that position in free agency outside of Matthew Pryor, who's more of a backup who can play tackle and guard. And for some reason, this was very, very head-scratching. They took a kicker in the 3rd round over drafting a right tackle. As of right now, it is Colton McKivitz who is getting all of the first-team reps at right tackle. Couple other players in the mix, Jalen Moore, but he's back on that 3rd string. Not a good look for him. Alfredo Gutierrez is also there. Matthew Pryor does have some ability along this offensive line because he can fill in at a couple of different positions, but it's Colton McKivitz who, in these joint practices against the Raiders later this summer, is going to have to go up against Max Crosby, and then week 1 against TJ Watt. And if one of the 49ers quarterbacks gets injured again because of subpar offensive line play or a miss against an opposing edge rusher, that right there is going to be a problem. You can count me concerned about this Niners offensive line. Are you with me or are you not? C for concerned, F for they are fine, Chase. You are overreacting. Don't worry about it. Be honest with me. Position battle number 2. It's another really important one, and it's right guard. Spencer Burford heading into year 2. He started 16 games as a rookie after being drafted out of UTSA. He added some much-needed weight, which is something that he needed to do. The 49ers do have some insurance here behind Burford and signing John Feliciano, who was the full-time starting center for the New York Giants last year. Not only can Feliciano play right guard, he can also back up at center as well. Nick Sakel, the other option at right guard. To wide receiver, and I'm going to look at this from the macro standpoint here because I believe the wide receiver position as a whole is a big positional battle. Now, of course, Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel are the top 2 wide receivers on this team. They are set in stone as the 2 best in that wide receiver room. After that, though, what happens? Will Juwan Jennings be wide receiver number 3? What will Danny Gray be able to do in year 2? Ray McCloud is a great gadget guy who's one of the best special team returners in the NFL, but does his role blossom and grow as a wide receiver on this team? And can Ronnie Bell, the 7th-round pick out of Michigan, crack this roster? For Juwan Jennings, always seems to be in the right place at the right time, making big-time catches in big-time situations. He's not the fastest guy. He's not the most explosive. He's not the biggest. Sometimes in practice, he drops footballs. But on the field, in game time, in crunch time, he always seems to come through with a massively clutch play. If Danny Gray is able to sniff the field and earn the trust of this offensive coaching staff, the speed and vertical element to his game can certainly unlock a different dimension on this 49ers offense. Chris Conley has had a decent offseason so far for this team as a journeyman. So that's what the outlook looks like at wide receiver right now. What does the outlook look like for your pops for Father's Day? What does the outlook look like down there? Hopefully pretty good. If not, hopefully it can be better with Manscaped. In fact, that's a guarantee. 20% off and free shipping on all of their best men's grooming products at manscaped.com/49ers, promo code 49ers. Want to tell you about the Performance Package. It has the Lawnmower 4.0, nose hair trimmer, ball deodorant, crop preserver, the boxer briefs, the most comfortable boxer briefs that I've ever worn, and it kind of keeps everything intact down there. I know that's big for when I'm running. All of this also comes with a travel case, but that's not it from Manscaped. They also have beard products as well. So if your pops is looking to tame his beast down there, downstairs, he can do that. But also, if he has a beard, their beard products are great. They have all types of beard products, 20% off, promo code 49ers at manscaped.com/49ers. We're going to put that link in the comment section and in the description of this video. Another positional battle that I'm intrigued by, linebacker 3. Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, one of the top linebacking duos in the NFL. But after Azeez Al-Shire departed for the Tennessee Titans to reunite with Ran Carthon, who fills in at that linebacker 3 spot? I think it's going to be a guy like Marcelino McCrary-Ball. Oren Burks, to me, is currently first on the depth chart, but he is more of a special teams player and a very good one at that. Demetrius Flanagan-Foles, an intriguing option. You have D. Winters and Jalen Graham, who you drafted in the draft. D. Winters, speedy. He could maybe earn some playing time, but that is going to be a positional battle at an important position at linebacker. And what better guys to learn from than All-Pro Fred and Dre Greenlaw? This is a critical one for me this upcoming season. The edge rusher opposite of Nick Bosa might be the biggest outside of right tackle positional battle on this team for 2023. Drake Jackson wore down physically last year. He got off to a pretty solid start his first 5-6 games of last year as he was able to get after the quarterback. But then he admitted, Kyle Shanahan admitted, Chris Kocurek admitted that he wore down at the end of the year. That's why he was a healthy scratch for, I believe, 5 of the Niners' last 6 games. And he's so used to playing that college schedule where he gets to the NFL level, he just couldn't hold up physically. And I thought Chris Kocurek the other day said a couple of really telling things, that Drake Jackson only lifted like 1 time per week last year, and now he's starting to get in the weight room a lot more, and because of that, add some strength. He added 13 pounds. Good for him. Will that impact his explosiveness, or will that allow him to hold up physically throughout the course of a season? Has he lost the step? Now, word is, everything that I've been hearing, the first step off the line of scrimmage is really good. But Drake Jackson wore down last year, as we talk about on the show a lot. And opposite of Nick Bosa, who in that last month of the year last year had a total of 1 sack, you need more production and take some pressure off of him to keep him a little bit more fresh. And Drake Jackson, it's not like he's a shoo-in to start here with no competition, because Clelin Ferrell is looking to resurrect his career with Chris Kocurek, who has resurrected a lot of careers so far at the NFL level. Spencer Wade, a name to keep an eye out for, as well as Robert Beal Jr., the edge rusher who the Niners drafted out of Georgia. The 49ers defensive line, you took a look at it right there. The starters as of right now, Drake Jackson, Eric Armstead, Javon Hargrave, as well as Nick Bosa. They have a top blank defensive line in the NFL. Fill in the blank for me down in the comment section. A few more positional competitions here on the defensive side of the ball, if you will. Cornerbacks. Will Deommodore Lenoir hold on to cornerback number 2? He ended the year really strongly last year. Will Darrell Luter Jr., the rookie out of South Alabama who's been turning heads, push for cornerback number 2 snaps? You have Ambry Thomas potentially in the mix fighting for a roster spot. Isaiah Oliver and Samuel Womack, they're going to square off in the slot. The 49ers secondary as of right now, you have Charvarius Ward as cornerback 1, Talanoa Hufanga, Deshaun Gibson manning that safety position. You have Deommodore Lenoir at cornerback 2. I think Isaiah Oliver is going to be one of the more underrated slot signings and overall signings for San Francisco across the NFL and for this team this past offseason. He's a really solid player. Him and Samuel Womack, that's a good problem to have with them both lining up in that slot. Ambry Thomas is going to have to prove himself. Darrell Luter Jr., I think he's going to be able to push for some significant snaps in year 1. And speaking of significant snaps on this defense, let's round out with safety here on the defensive side of the ball before we get to our last positional battle. Safety, Jair Brown against Deshaun Gibson. I had clamored for the Niners to take Jair Brown. I had him included in a couple of my mocks. Few reasons why. I don't want to repeat myself all that much. But he led college football and interceptions combined the last 2 years. He has early diagnosing skills. He's really physical. He has a knack for making big plays. I like how he can dissect and read things before they happen. He's not the freakiest athlete in the world, but always seems to be in the right place at the right time because he's a heady football player. He's young. He's spry. Deshaun Gibson, he's a little bit older. I think whoever wins this job next to Talanoa Hufanga, who was an All-Pro last year in year 2, it's okay for whoever that backup is, because whether the backup is Gibson or Brown, I think both of them can play. And I even think San Francisco is going to go with a lot of 3 safety lineups here with Brown, Gibson, and Hufanga all on the field together. And then let's round out with this. Position battle number 8, kicker. Jake Moody and Zane Gonzalez are going back and forth. If Jake Moody as a 3rd-round pick at kicker does not make this roster, that is a huge disappointment, and that is an awful selection by the 49ers in the 2023 draft. You take a kicker in the 3rd round if you are guaranteeing that he is going to be your next Justin Tucker, your next Adam Vinatieri, where he can win you games in the regular season, he can win you games in the playoffs. It's funny how the Niners wanted to upgrade at that kicker spot with a guy with a longer leg because Robbie Gould could never kick it out of the back of the end zone with touchbacks, and then they changed the kickoff touchback rule. So that was basically meaningless for San Francisco. Jake Moody has a hell of a leg. He tied the Michigan record for the most 50-plus yard field goals in the history of that program. But when a kicker is drafted this early, they feel the pressure from the jump. Is he going to crater to that pressure, or is he going to rise up to the occasion like he did against TCU in the college football semifinal game And is he going to knock home another 57-yarder in a big spot and fend off Zane Gonzalez, who has a lot of experience in this league? So 8 position battles for the Niners that we uncovered on today's show. What is the position battle that you're looking forward to the most? Just let us know down below. Thank you for watching the 49ers Report. All right. More good stuff. Izzy B's in the house. What's up, Iz? James Cruz. M. Casper. M. Casper's typing 16. That means that he's watching all the way at the start of the show. If you got caught up to this point, M. Casper, shout out to you, brother. Right tackle from Johnny. Izzy B, kickers are more important than people know. Exactly right they are. ZM said, right on, thanks. No, thank you for watching. What Noodle 187, what's up, Tristan Chase? What's up, What Noodle? How you doing? John Connolly. They better stack that side to protect Purdy. They tried to do that with Tyler Kroft. Hassan Reddick got by him and annihilated him. Laura said quarterback. I didn't include quarterback because the word is it's Brock Purdy's job to lose. So it's not much of a competition if he is healthy. Here is our Super Chat menu for today's live show. You send in 5. We give you a cheers as we did for our boy AJ VHS. $10, we'll sing the San Francisco song by Scott McKenzie. $20, we'll do 20 jumping jacks again. That was a huge hit last week. It was hilarious. $50, beer bong or a funnel. $300 total. We will do a bonus segment. Draco, I'm scared as hell of the O-line. I agree, man. I'm scared as hell of that offensive line as well. David Corona, what's good, brother? Salute to you. Super chat or use the hashtag 49ers to ask a question. That's how you get featured on the show. So if you want to hop on board, chop it up, super chat, hashtag 49ers. We're going to answer some of your questions for our third and final segment. Going to dive into some Niners rumors as well, and some rumors across the NFL that could impact San Francisco. Albert Breer reporting that the Commanders could be willing to listen to offers on Chase Young. And also, Yannick Ngakoue, he's still out there. He's still unsigned. He said he wants to go to a team that can compete for a Super Bowl. Could the Niners come calling because of those questions around Drake Jackson that we talked a little bit about earlier? AJVHS again. Chase, who do you think we will make a deadline deal for and get an upgrade at right tackle? I have no idea as of right now because it's just way too early to say that. Like, the NFL trade deadline is at the middle of the year. You're not sure what team's going to be good, which teams are going to be bad, which teams are going to be suffering from injuries. Oftentimes, a star right tackle is not traded for at the NFL trade deadline. It's more of a position on that periphery or a skill player that can make an impact right away. So it's a little bit too early for that, but if the Niners struggle out of the gate with Colton McKivitz, that is going to be a massive problem because on the roster currently, AJ, they don't have many options who are going to be better than that. That's why I thought they should have addressed it in free agency or in the NFL draft, but some reason and somehow they continue to neglect one of the most important positions on the football field. All right, one more call for all of your mailbag questions. Super chat, use the hashtag 49ers to get featured here on the show. Be like Draco, use the hashtag 49ers. David Blanco, you're going at 49ers, use hashtag 49ers, but what is your favorite football stadium? David, I'll still answer that. Favorite football stadium, that's a good one. Man. I mean, Lambeau Field's pretty cool.
The Cowboys Stadium, as bad
Cowboys
as it is,
Stadium
it's
is
a
pretty
beautiful
cool.
stadium.
It's a beautiful stadium. I haven't been to many NFL stadiums, honestly. I would have loved to have been at Candlestick growing up. That would have been really cool because that place was rocking, and the history of that place was very, very unique.
Arrowhead is another good one.
Arrowhead would be popping. I've been to Lincoln Financial Field in Philly. Of course, it gets rowdy there.
I want to hit...
MetLife is in the middle of nowhere, so that kind of sucks.
I want to hit Buffalo for a
Buffalo.
game day. I want to hit Buffalo, tailgate
Trace
with
would
Bills
be
Mafia.
awesome at taking down a table.
I would honestly, we should do that during football games. Just be like, hey, Niner game. Let's break some tables too.
Could break some tables too.
Elbow a table or something.
Bang, bang, Niner guy. So our last segment of the show. Trade for Chase Young, sign Yannick Ngakoue, and then we'll take your questions as well That's coming up right now. BK from the Bay, why'd you retract your message? Izzy B, another $5 super chat. She's kind of doing a pull and scale question like we do sometimes. On a scale of 1 to 10, your current prediction of the 49ers season. Also, bang, bang will be a Heat slogan by the end of your coverage. 1 to 10, current prediction of the Niners season. I think that they are the second best team in the NFC behind the Eagles. How about an NFC Championship game rematch between the Eagles and the Niners for the right to make it to the Super Bowl? That'd be pretty fun. And I think that they both have no excuses outside of injury to make it back there because I don't think any other team is close in the NFC. So I think the Niners are in the Final Four once again in the NFL with an opportunity to get that vaunted 6th Super Bowl, which fans are so desperate for. AM, that's comical to think about trading Trey. Watch the show and listen to what we said. I outlined the reasons for it, AM. Izzy B thinks the Eagles would beat the Niners. I think they're the better team as of right now, but again, a lot of things can change from right here on June 6th to late January. A lot of time, 7 months away. All right, last segment. Hashtag 49ers Super Chat to get featured on the show. We'll take your questions at the end of the segment. So let's do it. On today's San Francisco 49ers report, according to Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, the Washington Commanders could be open to taking calls on a Chase Young trade. And somehow, Yannick Ngakoue is still available, which surprises me because this is a guy who's been a premium edge rusher in a sport that prioritizes getting after the opposing quarterback and has had at least 8 sacks every year that he's been in the NFL, and he's still somewhat young at 28 years old. Before we take a look at all of these rumors across the National Football League and these Niners rumors as well, let's hear from you down in the comment section. This is an organization and a team in San Francisco who has had so many legendary players at all types of positions. Joe Montana at quarterback, for instance. Jerry Rice at wide receiver. Ronnie Lott at safety. Who is the greatest Niner in franchise history? There are a lot to choose from, so let me know down below. Chase Young trade. Could it come to fruition at some point this offseason? Albert Breer with this report this week that the Commanders are, quote, open to listening to trade offers for Chase Young as he enters a critical year 4. The last year on his rookie contract because Washington did not exercise his 5th-year option. And that's why we're talking about this here on today's show. The Commanders clearly were not comfortable with giving that guaranteed money to Chase Young in year 5 as he goes into year 4. And they've already committed money to other defensive linemen on the team, and Daron Payne, defensive tackle, and Jonathan Allen, who plays next to Daron Payne. Montez Sweat is another player who they might think about trading as well. I don't think this comes down to ability. I think Chase Young has plenty of ability. We saw it in his rookie season in 2020 in 15 games played when he followed up what was a masterful final season at Ohio State with 8 sacks and 44 tackles. But then in 2021, he tore his ACL, and even in those 9 games played to start that year, he did get off to a slow start. Only 2 sacks, 26 tackles, and 2 forced fumbles. Then he came back last year. Actually, the first game that he played was when the Commanders got crushed by San Francisco at Levi's Stadium late in the season, and he ended up only playing 3 games. His recovery from that ACL injury did take a while. No sacks on the board. But this is what Chase Young is capable of doing, and why it's also fun to talk about him on this team is because he's former teammates with Nick Bosa at Ohio State. They only overlap for 1 year, and it's really unfortunate because we got robbed as football fans of seeing one of the best edge rushing combinations in the history of college football because Nick Bosa's season was cut short because of that oblique injury. Still didn't keep the Niners from drafting him high in 2019. 3 games played for Bosa, 4 sacks. But look at what Chase Young did that year. 12 games, 32 solo tackles, 7 forced fumbles, 21 tackles for loss, and 16.5 sacks. If, depending on the asking price, the Niners are able to reunite Chase Young and Nick Bosa, it answers a lot of the questions and the concerns that I've had throughout this offseason. I think that Drake Jackson can be a good player, but I'm a little bit concerned with him not getting in the gym all that much and some people questioning his work ethic as a rookie. He's still young. He's only 22 years old. And while Drake Jackson could be a good player in this league, he doesn't have the physical upside of a Chase Young. Now, of course, the injury concern, the ACL, the long recovery, but word out of Washington and that Commanders organization is that throughout this offseason, he has looked great. And Albert Breer even said, look, the likelihood that the Commanders trade him is small, but if they get blown away by an offer, could they do it? And the 49ers always prioritize defensive linemen and edge rushers. They've always done that as an organization, going all the way back to the Bill Walsh days. Could they do it once again? Something to think about and something to monitor here. That's the status of Chase Young. What would you give up for Chase Young? I want you to play the role of general manager and put together your best trade packages. And as you venture down into that comment section, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, because whenever the Niners make a big move, we're going to discuss it. Whenever there's a juicy rumor out there like this one, we're going to talk about it. Lock us in. Subscribe to the channel. Today's show is presented by Bird Dogs. These shorts are incredible. I've been rocking them now that the weather here in Dallas is heating up, with summer coming up around the corner. And if you want to join the Comfort Kingdom with me, birddogs.com, promo code chat. Upon making your first purchase, you get a free Yeti-style tumbler to keep your drinks cold or your coffee hot with summer here. As someone who loves looking good and feeling confident, I'm excited to share my personal experience with our new sponsor, Bird Dogs. These shorts and pants are great. They've changed the game for me. The fit is unparalleled. I've never felt better or more comfortable in any other clothing item. Not only do they make me look great, but they're so comfortable that I can wear them all day long without feeling restricted. Plus, the stretchy fabric hugs my legs in all the right places. But what really sets Bird Dogs apart, it's the versatility. I wear them to the office, on dates, even on the golf course, and every time I feel like I'm dressed up for the occasion. It's such a relief to not have to worry about having to change my outfit midday. So if you're ready to elevate your wardrobe with Bird Dogs, I highly recommend giving them a try. And if you order now using the link in the description below, birddogs.com, and enter that promo code chat, you'll even get a free Yeti-style tumbler with your first purchase. Trust me, you won't regret it. Won't regret it, excuse me. Bird Dogs, hop on board right now. Their pants also awesome. Let's round out with this before we start taking your questions. Yannick Ngakoue. He said the other day that he wants to play for a contending team. Yannick Ngakoue, I have a message for you. The 49ers going into 2023 are a contending team. Here's what Ngakoue had to say as he's still out there as a free agent. I definitely want to play for a contender, play for a team, and an organization that wants to win a Super Bowl. That's one of the things on my agenda to be able to help and contribute to that. Hopefully I can get some great interest from a contender. 49ers, if Drake Jackson falls flat on his face, you better call Yannick Ngakoue. This guy can really help your football team reach the promised land and be a great edge rusher on the other side of the line of scrimmage with Nick Bosa. And can you imagine what he can do with Chris Kocurek? Yannick Ngakoue has had at least 8 sacks every year that he's been in the NFL. And you look at his last 4. 9.5 last year. He's also always available. 10 in 2021, 8 in 2020, and then 8 in 2019. His career stats since getting drafted out of Maryland, very, very good. 110 total games. Remember that figure. Because every time Yannick Ngakoue takes the field, he is due for more than one quarterback hit. 135 quarterback hits in those 110 games. 65 tackles for loss. 21 forced fumbles, and those 65 sacks. So basically, 1 in every 2 games, a little bit more than that, right? Or around that area, he is able to have a sack. What do you have to do in today's NFL? You have to pressure the quarterback. You have to sack the quarterback. You can't allow them to pick apart your defense, and that's what Yannick Ngakoue does. Everybody wants to talk about him being bad against the ground game. I don't care. That's why you have Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw. Stop the passing attack. You can do that with Yannick Ngakoue. If Drake Jackson fails to perform, San Francisco, you better call Yannick. Type YN to bring Ngakoue to the Bay. Please. I've been calling for this. I've been clamoring for it all off season. Make it come to fruition. Let's start to take your questions here. Justin Abalera, what is Trey Lance really worth in a trade? So a couple of teams that I think he could fit with, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right now quarterback competition between Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask. Atlanta Falcons, Desmond Ridder is their starter. Houston Texans, Davis Mills, you kidding me? So a second or third round pick, I mean, look, he's still really, really young. He just turned 22 years old. He has untapped potential. He just needs playing time. Can't get it with San Francisco right now. So is the team going to be bullish on his ability at 6'4", 225? Look at what he did at North Dakota State. The lone season that he played where he didn't throw a pick, was a really good runner of the football, and a guy with a really good arm and an intriguing athletic profile. I think you can net a second or third round pick. AJ VHS, what game on the Niners schedule for this season are you looking most forward to? The Eagles rematch and the game against the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys game is going to be a primetime game. It's going to be great. Every time those two teams meet, they seem to get close to breaking TV rating records, and I think that game is going to be no different. So I'm going to go Cowboys and Eagles. Those are the top two. And then anytime you play the Seahawks, it's a bloodbath. I think the Rams or Cardinals are going to be bad. So it's a two-horse race to win the NFC West between Seattle and San Francisco. Seattle is much improved this year. Their receiving core, excellent. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. The only thing holding them back, it's Geno Smith. Lore, always watching our show every single week. Be like Lore, subscribe to the show, and have your notifications on, because that's what Lore always does. Do you believe that Brock Purdy will win the starting job in Week 1 against the Steelers? If he's healthy, Brock Purdy will be the team's starting quarterback. That's what I think will happen. AJ VHS, Chase, do you think that we will make a deadline deal for an upgrade at tackle? Maybe. I mean, if that is just catastrophic to your season and you were struggling mightily and you can't pass protect at all and you get exposed by Max Crosby in the preseason and then TJ Watt Week 1 and then against some of these other edge rushers, you're going to have to make a move, because that's one thing that can ruin your season, and you're trying to keep Brock Purdy healthy or your quarterbacks in general healthy. Can't do that with a bad tackle play. Wet Noodle 187, what's good, man? Who do you think will be tight end number 2? Also, who do you like in the NBA Finals? I went Nuggets in the Finals because I think they're a little bit deeper, a little bit more talented. Their offensive synergy has been great, but I'll tell you what, Game 2 is really telling for me and did the series shift. We're recording this on Tuesday, by the way. If there's one team, and I did say this, I was going with Denver, but if there's one team to knock off Denver and alter their offensive rhythm, it's Miami with the zone defense and their coaching strategy and the tactical adjustments. So there you go there. Tight end 2. Cameron Latou, according to George Kittle, registered at 19 miles per hour running. That's second best among the tight ends on this team. Doesn't mean much if you can't catch the football, but that certainly intrigues me. You drafted Braden Willis as well. So 2 rookies might be competing for a roster spot. Then you have Charlie Warner and Ross Dwelly. I think the Niners might go Warner or Dwelly as tight end number 2. I like to see more 2 tight end sets, to be frank. Interact with me on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. If I didn't answer your question during this show, then you can hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I'll be happy to answer over there. 3 segments down. Potentially one more. If we get to $300 in total Super Chats, we're at $20 right now. We'll do a bonus segment and hang out.
Who wants more content?
By the way, AJ VHS, our Super Chat MVP for today, 3 $5 Super Chats. I owe you a couple of sips. I'll give you a chug instead. Wilfredo, type D for Denver or M for Miami? Yo, you sound like me as the host, Wilfredo. That's good stuff right there. All right, so if you want to send in the Super Chat, feel free to do so. We'll keep it going if you do. If not, We'll sign off. We'll go 2 minutes on the clock here. 2 minutes on the clock.
I will add this note. The Seahawks stream, or the Seahawks channel needs to come and film a video in this studio. So if we keep getting super chats, maybe the Seahawks channel just doesn't get a video today.
Yeah,
That'd
they
be
also,
awesome.
I think it was last week, they did $100 in super chats. We're at 20 right now. Losing to Seattle always leaves you with a sour taste in your mouth.
Just, it's unacceptable.
Yeah, unacceptable. So 2 minute shot clock is on. Oh, there he is. Lyle Boyard. There's the 20. Chase and Trizzy, keep up the good work. Niner for life. Lyle. That's 20 jumping jacks here, and I'll reset the clock after. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Boom. Izzy B with the 5. All right. Suck it, Seahawks. Yeah!
Suck it, Seahawks. Suck it, Seahawks. Suck it, Seahawks.
All right, we're up to 45. Resetting the shot clock back to 2 minutes here.
That was quick.
Back to 2 minutes. That was fast.
There we go.
Izzy B said another 20 super chat. She'll do a shot video.
Hey, I'll do 20 jumping jacks with you, Chase. We'll do 40 jumping jacks. Did y'all make a video about Isaiah Winstead?
Yeah, hold on 1 sec. I'll give you that link there.
We got you, AJ. We got you. We can drop that link in the comments.
I did back on May 4th.
Boom.
AJ.
May the 4th be with you.
There you go, AJ. Just gave you that link. Rick Torres, what's good, brother?
What's up, Rick?
Chase, which 49er do you look forward to having a breakout year? Mine is Jordan Mason. I like that. Elijah Mitchell was on the sideline, according to Kyle Shanahan, working through things today. Look, if he can't stay healthy, Jordan Mason will be RB2. And I think he'll be a very good RB2. And because of how physical he is and his body able to hold up, because of that physicality and that size, you keep Christian McCaffrey healthy, you line him up in the slot, that gives you another weapon through the air and keeps him fresh. So I like that, Rick. Breakout candidate outside of Jordan Mason. Can Danny Gray finally put it together? This is boring, but can Spencer Burford lock it down at right guard? Jair Brown as a rookie. It's kind of a violation to have a rookie as a breakout, but we'll do it anyway. I think that he could push for snaps. Marcelino McCrary Ball. How about that? And then Diamador Lenore. End of the year well. Can he keep it going heading into this year? Here we go. 150 on the clock.
Oh, no.
2 minute super chat shot clock.
Oh, no.
We'll give you about a 20-second delay after the 2 minutes expires. But if nobody sends in a super within that, we don't take your questions any longer, and we sign off right at the buzzer. Lyle again. There we go. Lyle. So Lyle keeps us going right before the horn. We reset once again. That gets us to $50 in super chats. We are 50 away from tying what Seahawks did in their last live show.
We can't lose.
Can't lose to Seattle. Can't lose to Seattle.
We're trying to
Cheers, by the way, for those that came in.
We're trying to keep the Seahawks stream out of the studio. If we can stay in here, they don't get a video more than likely. So we gotta stay in the studio. And it's up to y'all. Again, if you haven't seen the super chat menu yet, $5, we're gonna give you beard cheers. $10, we're gonna sing the San Francisco song. And $20, we'll do some jumping jacks. $50, I got my funnel ready to go. It's literally loaded. I'd mess around with it, but it's loaded. And I need somebody to send a $50. $300.
Lyle again!
Lyle!
He did it again.
Death tax is Lyle Boyard.
Up to 55, excuse me, 45 away from getting to 100.
Lyle done did it again.
Lore had asked 2024 right tackles. Joe Alt, J.C. Latham, Jack Nelson, Walker Parks, Graham Barton, Jonah Monheim, Amirius Mims, and then a name I know I'm going to butcher out of.
Bitcher?
Bitchin'. He's a bitchin' player. That's a compliment. Alumiua Fasciano out of Penn State.
Ooh.
Hey! Scotty! 49ers Nation will rise. What it do, Scotty?
Broncos country, let's ride. Niners Nation, let's mine.
Scotty Dixon.
Let's mine.
Niners country, let's mine. Lyle again.
Lyle!
Oh, here he goes.
Oh, here we go.
He's going the bang bang Niner gang
I'm gonna run the whole thing. Bang. Bang. Niner. We're going to wait for it. It's going to come any second.
We're waiting for the gang.
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
We're waiting for the gang. Scott Dixon, another day in paradise. Same with us, man. Life is good. Life is good. We're 20 away from 100. 20 away from 100.
Who's going to push us over the edge?
Izzy with 2.
Izzle.
Video shot will be coming. Keep it coming.
Let's go.
Pause.
Giggity.
If we get to 200 in supers, I'll shotgun a beer. 408 West, there he is! 408, 408.
It's a party! Let's go!
AJ VHS with the chug, chug, chug.
All right. We got to do live.
Oh! 80 away from a shotgun. 80 away.
Crazy.
BK from the Bay. Blast a beer for the bang. Bang. Niner gang. Lyle.
Bang.
Bang. Niner
gang.
Look at that. All right, we beat Seahawks.
F them Hawks. F the Sea Chickens.
F the Hawks, man.
Bunch of bums.
F the Hawks.
Bunch of fruitcakes out in Seattle. Tell you that much.
All right, resetting the clock again. Here we go. 200. I'm shotgunning another one. But for BK from the Bay, he said blast a beer for the gang. I'll chug the rest of this for that.
Blast. Bah. Chug, 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 chug. And not a drop of spillage. Not even a little drippage.
Flawless.
Clean.
These are good. I could use another one. Boom, boom, boom. The lime is, what is this? Lemon lime.
Lemon lime. Good.
It's like an alcoholic,
kind of like a Sprite almost.
Sprite-ish.
Oh!
408 West. 408 West. 408 West. 408 West. Is he combining a couple?
Ruh-roh.
Justin Abilera, what's your favorite beer? Yingling.
It's a Yingling beer. That's such a good beer, man.
That's my favorite beer, brother.
Do you like the lager or the light beer? Or the flight?
I like the lager.
The lager, I agree.
Is it Purdy or Trey, y'all? LFG from 408 West. I think it's Purdy's job to lose. As long as he's healthy, I think he starts. Dwayne Nixon! $5 super chat. Let's go.
Let's go, Dwayne.
We're up to 136.
Dwayne's bringing the pain.
64 away from another shotgun.
100. We're about 145, 165
Oh, shoot, I
away
forgot
from an
about
extra
that.
segment too.
I forgot about the bonus segment.
We're inching that way.
I forgot about the bonus segment.
Oh yeah.
Forgot about the bonus segment.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dwayne Nixon with that 5. Trace, I need to get another drink.
You want me to go grab you one?
You want to get me one?
Yeah, I got you.
Bring 2 in here just in case.
Okay. I'll bring 3 because I want one.
Let's go.
I want one too.
49ers Report Happy Hour. 3 segments in the can. And we're still hanging out. Lemon lime and then whatever else is in there. So anybody else have questions? Ask me anything. Ask me anything in the chat. We'll answer it here. Ask me anything. Lure, I already answered that. What right tackles are available in the draft next year? I answered that. I can go through the list again. Alumi Ua Fashanu, offensive tackle out of Penn State. I think I got that name right. Joe Alt out of Notre Dame. J.C. Latham, Alabama. Jack Nelson, Wisconsin. Walker Parks, Clemson. Graham Barton, Duke. Jonah Monheim, USC. And Amarius Mims out of Georgia. 408 Wes again! Shots. 408 Wes, this is for you, bro. 408 Wes, up to 146. Let's ride. Cheers.
Hey, 408.
408.
Izzo's got you.
Blondes.
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 Blondes. Blondes are fun.
Blondes.
Shit,
Ask
what
us
is on
anything in the
mine?
chat. Scott Dixon, Purdy will be okay as long as he stays healthy. Yeah, you can't rush it. It's great to be ahead of schedule. Can't rush it, though.
Could somebody send in a 5 so I could crack open this mug?
How about you,
because-
408 Wes?
Yeah.
How about you?
You like redheads, blondes, or brunettes?
Who should we draft next year? Lore. How about a future tackle? Either
Yes.
a Trent Williams replacement or an actual right tackle.
How much longer do you think Trent Williams has in the tank?
Year by year.
Year by year?
Year by year for Trent Williams.
You think he's kind of getting the Jason Kelsey treatments, like just keep coming back as
Yeah,
long as
I mean,
you
he
wanna keep
thought
coming back?
about, he didn't give a guarantee as to if he was going to come back after the season. And then he was like, 2 weeks later, I'm coming back. But still, yeah, I think it's a year by year
Yeah.
basis
Yeah.
at this point. Burnett's are wild, bruh.
They're fun. They're good time.
Yes. Oh, brunettes, you meant, yes. Bernadette's. Or no, what's the alcohol? Burnett's.
Burnett's. Oh,
So
God.
that's why I thought of it.
Burnett's alcohol makes me think of freshman
Ooh,
year of
408. 2 or 3?
I'm going 1 or 3.
1 or 3. I'm going 2 or 3. 408 West. The Papes, very nice.
Who likes? I like chasing that
The
paper.
Blizzles, the Bleezies,
I like chasing that paper.
nice too.
Oh, wait.
1 is fine as well.
I have a funny picture to show you guys because it's like totally Chase and I.
1 right now, I got you.
It's 100% Chase and I. So,
Hey!
a first-time super chatter.
Estimates are us. First time Super Chatter. How much would Unique cost, and would it affect the Bosa extension? Ngakwe. How much would he cost? Basically, I think Leonard Floyd sets the floor for him, and I'll get you those exact contract terms right now. Leonard Floyd with the Bills signed a 1-year, $7 million deal. I was going to say $8 million for Yannick, and it doesn't really affect Bosa's contract extension because Bosa's already on the books for this year of $17+ million. That's already budgeted for. So the 1-year deal is with Bosa already on the books for $17 million. It's next year, and then if you backload that deal, that's when it starts to impact the salary cap to a certain degree. Estimates are us. 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 That's a good question right there. AJVHS, who do you got as Rookie of the Year? Whoo, that's a good one.
Offensive, I feel like it's going to be one of these quarterbacks.
I don't
Maybe.
know. Look, I hate to say it, but Jackson Smith and
I was
Jigba
literally going to say JSN
with Seattle.
might be a sneaky.
You know what? No. Bijan Robinson with Atlanta.
That's a good.
Questions at quarterback. They're going to run the hell out of the football, and they're going to run him into the ground. So I think Bijan, Offensive Rookie of the Year, just because he's going to have so many opportunities to put up numbers. I like that question as well.
So,
Lord, do you like bourbon whiskey?
So,
yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
But there's also this hilarious picture I sent to Chase. So, if you guys have been around the show before, you guys know we love doing Borat impressions. So, it's a bottle of whiskey, and the first one says, "Yummy, you're pretty." And then it's just Borat impressions all the way
after
down.
that.
And that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
So, thought we'd show you guys that.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. What's your favorite whiskey?
Favorite whiskey?
Yeah, favorite brand.
I mean, Buffalo Trace, I feel like, is the go-to, right?
Yeah, it's a good one.
I've been drinking McConaughey's Wild Turkey,
Mm-hmm.
which is solid, nothing special. I'm not really a whiskey connoisseur.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. I've been really on the Mezcal train. Of
Yes.
late. Really like Mezcal.
Mezcal slaps.
Yeah, Mezcal's awesome.
I had a Mezcal Old Fashioned recently. Oh, that was good.
408 West, we need a Bay Area live stream, though. I was low-key looking at flights from Dallas to San Francisco because I've never been. I'd like to visit. I think it would be awesome. And they're actually not that expensive. San Francisco as a city is very expensive. But I've been meaning to get out there. I have some family out in Monterey. My 2 cousins live out there. My sister's been to San Francisco. She loves it. And I asked her, would you want to do a sibling trip or something? We'll see. We'll see. Eduardo Garcia, hello. Hello. Did you know that Steph Curry is sponsored by bourbon whiskey? Is he really?
Interesting.
Look that up there, Lore. Oh, Gentleman's Cut.
There's another Gentleman Jack.
$80 for 750 milliliters. Wow.
That's a few dollars.
He launched his own fine aged whiskey bourbon brand.
408 West. Y'all can come crash at my pad. 408. Say less, bro.
408.
One thing that we have to make sure we do is we got to see if John Wallace can join us out there because that would be elite.
Johnny Wallace was with us at the start of the show. Where's he at now?
He was.
Izzy B, my birthday is Saturday. If anybody wants to come hang out. Izzy B also said she sent a shot video. I don't see it. Not seeing it there. Not seeing it, mate.
So, guys, we're $143 away, $144 away from an extra segment. You guys want a bonus segment? You guys want, you get a whole, you got 3 segments, now you're getting a whole 4th one. It's always good times out here. And honestly, it's going to be the best segment you get. Maybe. Stay in our guest apartment? Hey, 408.
Hey, 408.
Say less. Say less. We got some. We'll get the Niners gear out. Maybe we can even bring the Toby Willis helmet. Do some beer chugs and wearing the helmet. That'd be hilarious. Hey, if we can get to $200 in the next 2 minutes, we're 44 away. I'll go put on the Toby Willis helmet for the rest of the show.
There we go.
How's that sound?
Toby Willis motorcycle helmet. If we get to 200, we're at 156 right now. 156. You want to make a weigh-in too?
Yeah.
Show the homies. I'm a maintenance manager. I got a free apartment. Dang, 408.
Oh, snap.
408, are we linked up on Twitter or Instagram? I forget. Let me know. I forget if we're linked up. SK! We're up to 162. 162. So 38 away from Trace putting on the helmet. IG, okay. You should bring the whole Chat Sports crew to walk on the Golden Gate Bridge. That's a bucket list item for me.
That would be sick.
Cheers to SK. Everybody else who sent in the super, I owe y'all some sips here. Ray West. Got you, Brody. Yeah, live streams from San Francisco would be dope. It would be dope. $162. $162. All right, 2-minute shot clock is back. We're back on the 2-minute shot clock. 200. We can just go gold 200. If we get to 200, Trace puts on the Toby Willis motorcycle helmet. I shotgun the beer. We'll do that for 200, then we'll sign off. How about that? We're at 162 right now. We changed the goal. Make Trace put on the helmet. 2 minutes on the clock. Izzy said she has a big house for anybody who wants to go to Birmingham.
What do you mean by that, Izzle? Got a lot of guest rooms?
A lot of guest rooms?
Hey, I got y'all. No sweat. No sweat. We ain't sweating out here. I don't disagree with that at all. Just worry these backloaded contracts is going to catch up sooner rather than later. So, Jess, I will point this out. Take a look at what the Saints and what the Eagles do. Consistently backload.
Hey, Scotty!
There we go. Consistently backload those contracts.
Yep.
Just keep kicking it down the curb because
backload the contracts.
The salary cap increases every year. So if there's the whole you pay the piper at some point. Honestly, if you just keep doing it,
exactly.
You won't.
Yeah. Look, when you're doing these contracts, man, and Trace makes an excellent point, and that's what smart general managers do. Hopefully that's what San Francisco does with Bosa. That's what they do with Ayuk, because it allows you to compete in the now while having elite players on your roster. Backload the contracts. Because then, at the end of those contracts, when right now they look like a lot of money, they're actually not that much later on. If they continue to produce, of course, it's dependent on that, because the NFL salary cap does continue to rise. So that's what San Francisco has to do. Resetting the shot clock there for Scotty.
Always keep Deebo too much.
Oh, that's a 10, right? Is that the San Francisco song?
It is.
Is that our first 10?
It is. I think.
This is a great song. San Francisco by Scott McKenzie. Huh?
We've had a couple.
We've had a couple?
Yeah.
Totally forgot.
It's all good.
I was drinking instead. San Francisco song. This is for all those 10s.
Hey-o!
Another one?
Another one!
J.J. Harrison!
Another one!
Let's get it!
Another one!
19 away from shotgunning and Trace putting on the helmet. I think the song goes something like this. For those who come to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. If you come to San Francisco, summertime will be a love in there. For those who come to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. How about it? How about that? That's great lyrics right there. Nice vocals. Oh! S-K, 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 S-K.
Let's go!
Boom! Let's go!
Woohoo!
Put on that damn helmet.
I'm going to get that damn thing. I'm going to get that damn thing.
Trace is putting on the helmet. Then when he comes back, I'll shotgun. Then we'll sign off. S, K, S, K, S, K. Let's go. JJ Harrison, you're the man. I'll give y'all a little cheers for that. BK from the Bay. What do you think about the team inviting XFL quarterback Jack Cohn to minicamp? And do you think he'd be a good fit? XFL, legend. Notre Dame, legend. No, that's why, honestly, I talked about the Trey Lance trade. I saw that the Niners were working him out, and I'm like, hold on. You have Brock Purdy. You have Trey Lance. You have Sam Darnold. You have Brandon Allen. And now you're working out Jack Cohn? Why? I wonder. You don't really need another training camp arm. But if a quarterback leaves, do you bring one in? Or are you just doing him and his agent a favor? That could be it as well. Cheers. Let's get it. All right. Okay. All right, come up here then. Get on screen there, feller. All right, so I'm going to shotgun this, smash it on Trace's head, and then we'll sign off. But last call for Super Chats. If you want to send a tip into the show. Yeah, Lore, Wisconsin and Notre Dame. You right. Trace will do his freedom funnel. It's just another day. What'd you say? Just another day on the San Francisco 49ers Report. Cheers. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Oh, goodness. You love to see it. See, Niner for Life 62. Scott McKenzie would be proud of your rendition. Yeah, Izzy, I never got the shot video. You capping? Izzy's bragging about her big house, but I guess she doesn't have Wi-Fi. Johnny Royal's asking for it. Oh, man. Yeah, Izzy, we're about to sign off. If I get it, though, we'll play it next week. Or the next time that we're live. Because I'm not seeing it there, Izzle. No, Izzy, I don't have any videos. I really don't.
Did you send him to the wrong Chase Senior?
There's one from the Heat game that she's talking about. Very pink hair. There's Iz. There's the vid.
Izzle.
Always got the fireball shooters on deck.
A long time to take a shooter. Let's go, Izzle.
Well, shoot, shooter.
Good stuff, Izzle.
Boom.
We love it.
Dean Barry just showed it to you. There you go. All right. We're going to sign off. As always, it's always a legendary show. On the 49ers Report, 3 segments down, $200 in Super Chats, Trace motorcycle helmet, shotgun, a lot of fun banter, great audience interaction, but you all make it fun. So thank you for watching. Videos every single day. Eddie King, I'll tell you what, I love this podcast. Thank you for the Niner knowledge. Thank you, brother. We are blessed. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. All right, we'll catch y'all next time. Salute. Peace. 49ers Report. San Francisco. Cisco.